Chef Customs, got the finger pointed at me, means we're rolling. Alrighty, Wednesday night. I know we're just packing them in, eh? You know what? That last video's doing so well. I figured, you know what? I'm gonna do some thrashing. Spent not the better part of the day, but I started working. This is. Let me start with this. Okay, here's the original. I'll pull the original out that I started with. I started with this. It's plastic. It's a New Era dragster body, and I used it. Obviously, I put wood in it. I taped some stuff. As you can see, this corner was broken. Covered up these because the guy don't care if they're blanks. Put a piece of plywood down here. Had plywood here. Yeah, you might have seen it. I think I showed it in the last video. But yeah, made this here, this mold, but the heat got to it a wee bit, and it got a bit of a twist. That's why I've got like this piece of wood stuck on this side, trying to hold it straight. Made a jig to that I could hot glue to it, but it actually, the hot glue come undone. So I just put the stick. See, it pushed over a bit. So I just put the stick on the. There's a cut line in there anyway. So I put the stick there, and then I just, sprayed and fiberglassed around it. And I'm pretty sure I showed the impressions of the New Era, and all the stickers and stuff. But as you can see, so this is the first pull. Yes, I know it's a weird color. It's kind of a salmon pink. But yeah, this is the first pull out of there. And as you can see, it's got some little air bubbles right along the cut line. Did get, there's just a tiny bit of gatoring. But if I hold this up, it's going to be hard to see on the camera. If you follow this line, it's kind of got a bit of a curve to it. So on the other side, yes, I've put a piece of plywood in here, and I'm going to tell you that. So this side I had a little bit of gator, a whole lot of gator here, so I'm filling it. But what I'm doing here is I'm kind of filling where the cut line would have been, and I'm going to put a new line from here to the front, and I'm going to make it perfectly straight, and that's where I'll trim it off. And so I've sanded off all the everything, all the stickers that were in this made an impression on here. It was like embossed, sticking out. And I got a few little places to clean up, so I figured I'll cut me another piece of plywood, get it laminated inside. I'll get these trim lines cut nice and straight, and I'll actually reuse this first body pull. I might as well use it. It'll be good to use. The top's already in there. It's already there. Just got to true up some of the lines. Some of the stuff got kind of crappy looking. And I will make a new one of these molds. And this time I won't. What happened with that one? It warped a bit from the heat. It's if you look at it, it's pretty thick. It's pretty thick. It's got I don't know, three, four layers of glass. And the last few layers I put on there, I pushed. I just kind of went gung-ho and did them very super quick, and it, the heat can affect the fiberglass. It can twist a bit, and yeah, it can do all kinds of weird things. So I figure I might make another mold. that one didn't take me long, a couple days. So I thought I use this body, true it all up, get it nice and, you know, everything straight, and any of the imperfections, there's like a little indent there, you know, where the cutout was on the plastic one. The nose needed fixing. This one is actually looking pretty good. Still got work on this side. And then I'll put it in a big old, give it a few coats of primer, and let it dry up for a few days really good. And then I'll make me a new mold off of this one. But yeah, so I was kind of pounding away on this today, and then I got sidetracked. We'll take a walk. We'll take a walk over here. It's gonna just be a little short, sharp customs video. I was playing around. Now I don't know if you remember one of the last videos. I had got another Baja, and I said I might just take this and modify it. I'll show you. Here you go. This is that Baja. Now it's been stripped down. Well, not completely stripped down, but as you can see, it's a lot longer. Of course, I stole the wheels off my 34 coupe sitting here on the floor, so I could kind of fit them on here. Kind of wanted to get a look what those would look like on here. I took the pipe off because the pipe kind of inhibits. The pipe kind of, I don't even know how the heck you get, oh, like this. Something like this. There you go. So the pipe sat like that. This is sticking out too far for what I want to do. Don't like it sticking up here either. That's kind of silly. I'll make something. These tune pipes are loud anyway. I'd like a nice canister muffler on here with a tube just, you know, shooting out to the ground. Keep it quiet. Keep it quiet so it don't, you know, so the neighbors don't hate me more than they even hate me now. So, yeah, I'd like to get some different front wheels. Maybe a little skinnier, but I'll show you what I did here. Didn't actually take me long. So you got 4 bolts here in this plate. Those 4 bolts bolt to this lower plate where these 4 bolts are. And as you can see, I made an extension plate out of 1/8. I would have liked to have used aluminum. I didn't have any aluminum. Steel is okay. That little piece of metal, it doesn't weigh that much. And I severed it with the zip cut on the insides so that I could bend it similar to this. And of course, when I was beating on it in the vise, the other side, yeah, the other side completely broke right off. Not a big deal. I was going to put some tack welds on there on the outside and the inside anyway, just to help reinforce it. I don't even know if I need more supports. Like, this thing is, I don't think you're going to bend that hunk of metal, especially once these are on there. I probably will run a support up to this little, there was a support. It was this little guy. Kind of like that. And it bolted right here. And then there was one on the other side, and it was a bigger one. Kind of the same idea. I don't remember. Yeah, kind of went like that from there to there. They're just little, you know, little frame supports. I can run some tabs with steel from here down to here. I'll probably do that on both sides, you know, just to kind of help it. But so you can get a better idea of what the plan is for this. So this motor, the motor runs good, seems to go good. I got an issue with the radio. I'm not sure if it's the radio itself It is an old radio. It's 2.4 gig, but what I can tell you what's happening is the steering servo, it'll be working right in one instance, and then a second later, it's steering backwards. And I'll tell you right now, you don't want to run one of these Bajas and go to make a right turn, and all of a sudden it does a hard left into a, you know, somebody's vehicle. Would be the worst case scenario. Or how about a person, you know, running into a little kid or something. Now, I don't run these things when there's little kids around. Or animals, you know, if they're running free in a park or something like that. Yeah, I don't do that. Never mind. Let's get away from that. Yeah, you just don't want to have radio problems like that. That's all I'm saying. You know, making a left turn, all of a sudden it does a hard right, hits a tree, hits a wall. I mean, I've hit all those things. That's not an issue. I'm gonna put some of the bits and pieces back in here so you can see. So I've got the little radio box here. This has your throttle servo. Here's your steering servo. Kind of a neat. It's all compact, which is pretty cool. Nice thing with this is it all just kind of look how dirty this is. Like, it is filthy, man. Everything's oily and greasy, but so all I have to do here is lengthen my fuel lines back to the carburetor. That's easy. Got all this empty space here. The radio box, so my steering linkage right here, which is, you know, right there. All this stuff is pretty cool because this stuff just sits in here, just like that. Just like that. This plunks, the little arm just fits on the ball. Of course, can't get my fingers on it, but you get the idea. That's my steering hooked up. Only thing I have to do is I have to lengthen this rod right here up to this servo. That is so simple. This antenna, I don't know why they got such a long antenna. It's a 2.4 gig. The receivers and radios and stuff I run right now at the moment, and most of my stuff, they don't even have a wire for an antenna. There's just this little piece. It's just this little box. And there's no wire like this one. See, there's your antenna wire coming out of it. Yeah, mine, they don't even have a wire coming out of them. You don't need it. Newer stuff, I suppose. But, yeah, so my idea with this, we're trying to figure that out. If the camera can see that, how the back wheels are kind of towed in. Been trying to figure that one out. You know, maybe they do it just for tracking on the Bajas, but I'm pretty sure that my two Bajas, now this one is an HPI. This is an authentic HPI. Maybe they just do that. I look for loose parts and, you know, see if I could change stuff or move stuff or do something. I just want the damn wheels. I want them straight. It's probably something to do with, you know, such the high travel of suspension. I'm gonna run this. I got my shocks turned, look at right to the top, because I want this, you know, I want it sitting right where it's sitting. I'm not going, well, I might go Baja on with it, you know. I probably won't go off like jumps or stuff like that, but, you know, we'll be doing some ripping with it for sure. But yeah, I'll give you the, I'll put these big tires on it, because the plan, I'm going to have to obviously make another coupe body. But yeah, check this out. This is kind of what I got some cutting to do. Sitting up on the fuel tank. But there you go. Stick that in the window. There we go. So that's why I lengthened it. I lengthened it so I could fit one of these bodies on it. And now I put the, I'm just going to set this here. I need my tape measure. This will reside right here somewhere. It's probably not going to stay. But there you go. Like, there you go. Look at that. Instant hot rod. Instant hot rod. I want some different wheels on the front. I don't like these. These things are, I can't say the word because it's, I mean, I can say it. I can say what I think those look like, you know, but I'm not going to, and I might offend somebody. Let's just put it that way. I might offend somebody. So now I'm going to grab, so we got the radio box here. It does have a little cover. Oh, it's over there. There's a little cover. But I'm printing, I did a 14-hour print on a block. Don't ask me why. Don't. So this block, I'm going to show you this. This is pretty cool. So this block has every hole in it. It's got the piston holes. It's got the valve holes. It's got the intake holes. It's got everything. It's got everything. It's pretty detailed. It's supposed to be, you hook an electric motor to it and all the crank and the pistons and the valves, everything's supposed to move. Which I find kind of silly because if all that stuff is moving, you know, underneath this, well, you're not going to see any of it, are you? You're not going to see one bit of it if it's all moving underneath the, once the head is bolted on. Oh yeah, by the way, that's another thing. You have 20 bolt holes. And you got to get special fasteners to bolt this whole engine together. I was like, yeah, that's not really what I want it for. Like, I kind of want it, I just want a flathead. That's what I want. I want something, you know, kind of nostalgic now with the body sitting where it's sitting. I don't know. Oh, there we go. Got my antenna in the way. But yeah, we got this flathead. I got all kinds of motors I could put in here. How about that? The old nostalgic flathead. Here, how's this? How's this? There we go. That's it's a little tight. I may have to cut the bell housing off the back of that motor or cut the firewall, move the motor back. I'm not going to be able to put the oil pan and stuff on it, but there you go, man. How cool is that? Like, I whipped this thing together, you know, took it apart today, whipped it together to, you know, make it look like a hot rod. Old hot rod. I think it's pretty bitchin' looking. Of course, the back, you know, this thing has so much suspension in it, I will probably have to, you know, I'm going to have to raise it a little bit when I mount the body. Now, I don't know if I'm using this body or, because this is for my other car down there. Yeah, this for this car. So we'll either put the flathead in there. Now, if I was to use one of these ones, I think I'd have to cut the oil pan. Cut the oil pan off of it so it could have a good night. Yeah, I definitely have to cut the oil pan. It sits way too high. But hey, let's try this. Let's try this. Yeah, everything's gonna fall all over the place, and that's okay. Let's pull this out. We'll just pretend the oil pan is off the engine. Yeah, probably not going to get it to sit right. Let's just throw it there anyway and put this body. Here's a non... Well, I'm not sure. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, my perspective. Okay, all day long I'm going with the supercharger. That's just my preference. But those wheels, I'm telling you, those wheels are effing, yeah, I can't say it as much as I want to. They just don't look nice, you know. They look like they're off of Baja. You know, back wheels look good. Those front wheels need some little skinnies up there. Of course, this body, the fender flares, they're not cut out. They're not cut out of it yet. But it would sit something like that. I think that's pretty. I was just impressed. You know what? I was impressed that how easy the Baja come apart, and how easy I just made a kind of a steel plate just to make it. I think my wheelbase on this is. I went actually an extra inch. I was thinking. I measured one of these. They're 27-inch wheelbase. This one I went 1 inch extra just so that I could accommodate a motor. But there you have it. That's what I've been up to today. You know, started out on the dragster, kind of got over here, and I get going on something like this, and it's like you know, I can't do it, man. I can't. Yeah, it's bada boom, bada bing. You know, just keep going. But now, you know, this body is for a customer, so I'm gonna have to lay up another one now. So there you have it. And this flathead, you know, I didn't really do too much. Here, let's take it over to the bench. Follow me to the bench. Oh yeah, here's the other piece of metal I snapped off that I got to weld on. But yeah, we could put almost anything on this flathead. These flatheads they did make them with small superchargers and stuff. I got a little part. Oh, there we go. This was a quick little another piece of the pie. Look at all this. Look at all the holes. Isn't that cool how it can do all the holes? This is the timing cover. Look at that. So far I believe right here, if I'm correct, we got 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I don't know how long this was. This was like 15 minutes. So we get almost, you know, we're pushing 19 hours of print time so far, and I've got a long way to go. I got lots of pieces to still make for this. I'm gonna make all the pieces. I'm not gonna make the internals like the valves and the pistons and the crank pieces and the camshaft. I'm not making any of that. I want it purely for you know, aesthetic purposes. You know, the look of an old flathead. Actually, the reason I'm printing this is because I had a request for one, and I have yet to tell the person that I'm actually printing it. I told them I'll see what I can do, but I'm printing it anyway. And then once all the files are in the printer, I can print out another one. I can probably keep one for myself, you know, just because I'm not a flathead guy, trust me, man. Not at all. You've seen in videos past, we had that old Ford pickup here, the purple one. Oh, you know, we put the big block in. We took an old flathead out of that, you know, and that thing was like just ugly, you know. This one's gonna be pretty though, just because you know, I'm gonna mess around with the filaments. But there you go, man. Some more content for you to watch tonight, and thank you to all my new subscribers, because I got a crap ton just in the last few days. And thank you to everybody for watching, man. Like, keep that shit up rolling, you know. Keep it rolling. Gives me my time, man. I'm this close. That's how close we are to being monetized into YouTube, you know. And we become part of the family. So, thank you very much for watching. And, yeah, you know, share, like, subscribe. You know the routine, man. Love you all. Peace. I'm out.